Ride height. So ride height is the distance between the bottom of your chassis and the surface that you're driving on. So it doesn't matter if you're driving again on pavement, dirt, grass, whatever it may be, that's where you're going to measure your ride height, is the bottom of your chassis to the surface you're driving on. So there's a few things you need to know about ride height. You can raise ride height, you can lower ride height, and they both do different things. So when you reduce your ride height or lower your ride height, that's because you have a high traction surface that you're driving on. So like a track that's either high bite clay, really smooth, or high bite carpet track, or it may be a pavement track, whatever it is, that's when you would consider lowering your ride height. So lowering your ride height reduces the center of gravity and in turn makes your car handle better. It helps control the side-to-side chassis roll when you have your ride height set a little lower. So it helps control the side-to-side movement of the car. The second thing you need to know about ride height is when to raise it. When you increase your ride height, it's because you're running on maybe a low traction surface. So something that's loomy dirt, it may be slick asphalt, it may be AstroTurf that's a little loose. That's when you would want to raise your ride height. Raising the ride height will increase your center of gravity and make it higher. When you make your center of gravity higher, what that does is it increases the roll of your car and the weight transfer to the tires. And in turn, the weight transfer to your tires, because of higher ride height, will give you more traction. So that's something to think about. If you look at the car when it's like this, it only has so much movement it can go from side to side. But when the car is all the way up, it's got a lot more movement and a lot more weight transfer, so you can get a little bit more traction to your tires. So that is why you would adjust your ride height either up or down. Next I'll show you how to adjust the ride height. This is my Losi X4, and on this car it's got threaded shock bodies. So on the shock bodies themselves, they have these threaded collars that you can actually turn up and down, and that will raise and lower your ride height. So if I wanted it real low, I would raise those collars up to the shock to the top of the shock body. If I wanted it really high, I would keep going down, and it would give me more ride height. Right now this is max ride height for this car, and as you can see I have all this movement that I could adjust to. So that is adjusting your ride height. And then when you measure it, you're going to measure from the middle of your chassis right below the differential all the way to the surface of whatever you're driving on. And you want to do that with your car fully weighted, so you want to have your motor, your ESC, your battery, everything in here that you're going to be racing with. You want it inside of your car so you have the correct weight, and then you will set your ride height. So again, that's a video on ride height, and that's a little bit more on how to get your car dialed at the track.